Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is low sensory restorative yoga for mind body solutions. I'm Audrey, so I'll be your teacher today. So we are continuing with our series for this month on purna. Purna is a Sanskrit word that means wholeness or whole self. The idea behind this series is that, so it is January as we are practicing live, as I'm recording this. And so a lot of time in Western culture, at least, it's the new year and we are talking about new year, new you, and all these resolutions and how, all these goals and objectives we have for the year, which is okay. But the idea behind connecting to our purna or wholeness is that, so if we do want to make those changes or we do want to set intentions, that it does come from a place of wholeness. And yoga and Buddhism as well, actually, they come from the same kind of traditions. They do tell us that actually everything we need, we already have within. So that is our purna. So that's the whole thing around this series. And so we'll be practicing this, we'll be reconnecting with our purna today through centering, some slow movements, and then a restorative practice. We'll do some pranayama and then a mantra. The mantra is in the chat if you are with me live. If you are not and practicing with the recording, it'll be in the notes below the video. But I'll talk about this a little bit later on. So right now, we'll start however you want to start, whether that's seated or lying down. You can also walk, roll around. You can add any movements that you wish, but we're going to start with a short centering. So find a shape that works for you in terms of comfort, in terms of finding presence, whichever way that works for you today. And maybe you already have your eyes closed or you're finding a soft gaze, maybe away from the screen, so that you're getting a little break for your eyes as well. And we're starting to turn inward a little bit. We've got plenty of time for practice. So I know it's not always, you can't just drop in in 1 second. Some people are able to do this, and some people it takes a little bit more time. And from one day from the next as well, it may change. That happens to me. Sometimes I can really turn inward like in 1 second, and sometimes I just can't, even after 1 hour of practice. So that is interesting to notice. So maybe that is the first thing that you may notice for the next few minutes. But to help with that, maybe noticing the points of contact of the body against the seat or the floor, the bed, the couch, wherever you are today. Starting to take some deep breaths, softer breaths. Checking in with your body, with your breath. Arriving in this present moment, in your space. And yeah, so maybe spending a few moments with your breath, noticing the quality of your breath. As you inhale, as you exhale, what is your experience with your breath right now? Maybe you already want to invite those softer, deeper breaths that will help you drop in in this present moment. Or maybe you letting that natural breath happen and noticing the pace, the depth, maybe the temperature of the air coming in and the air coming out of your nostrils. There's plenty of things to notice with our breaths. And that helps us to drop into this present moment. Maybe giving our mind a little break between the thoughts. They will come, the thoughts, they will always come. And that's okay. For me, I'm noticing right now that belly expanding when I inhale. I'm noticing that my exhale, I need actually maybe to open my mouth and exhale with my mouth open. Just helps me dropping into the present moment a little bit more to release a little bit more tension. Maybe that's something that you'd like to do as well. And so if you're noticing those movements that the breath is bringing into your body, maybe you tuning in into other body sensations around your body, anything that's happening right now. Even if that's pain, discomfort, maybe some cold, that's okay. We're noticing without judgment, or at least we're trying to. And if we do bring some sense of judgment or adding any stories, narratives to this, that's okay. Just notice, just having a moment, and then inviting some compassion for yourself, because that's a normal human experience. Even the wisest of yogis or yoginis, they still do this. So spending some time a little bit with our body, our breaths, in any way that suits you right now. Just a few more moments with our experience. this experience that we're all having at the same time, all together. It might not be the same experience, but at least we're together. I hope that brings maybe some comfort coming into practice with this lovely Sangha community. That whatever is happening in the world right now, at least we can come back to this, to our practice, to this community, and to our purna, our whole self. For a few more moments with this. And then stay here. Or if you'd like to add any movements, then feel free to do so. We have a few minutes to find any movements that would bring some goodness into your body. So maybe you're swaying side to side or back and forth. Could be a few half moon of the head, so left and right, or bringing one ear to the shoulder. Rolling the shoulders always is good. I'm gonna give quite a few options quite rapidly so that you can choose your own path. But do go gentle and follow your own breath. Maybe a twist. Maybe you're raising the arms so that you can twist or not. A twist could be just bringing maybe your right arm to your left knee and then the other side. If you're lying down, you could do the same thing. You bring one hand towards the opposite side. If you can bring the legs up towards your upper body and then bringing them to one side, that can be a nice twist. And you can do windshield wipers as well. So bringing the knees to one side and the other. Side bends are always good with hands or not, maybe on the hips or none at all. Going to both sides. And the same if you are lying down, if you want to bring a little bit of flexion this way, then you can do the same with your arms or just trying to find a little bit of a curve into your side. You could go into banana shape, so the whole body will be, your hips are staying level, but then your upper body is flexing towards one side and then the legs are flexing towards the same side. So you are in a banana shape. It does have the name, well name. Don't know if it's the actual proper name, but that's what it's called. I'm going back into a twist on the right side. If you are doing asana that does involve both sides, try to do both sides if that's possible. And then I would add, notice if there's any difference, because we are not symmetric unless you're a robot. I think I've made that joke plenty of times. I'm really sorry. But, yeah, it can be interesting to notice if there's what kind of difference there is. And again, noticing with curiosity, not judgment. I'm going to go into a round of cat and cow. So cat and cow is arcing the back is cat, and you go with the exhale. It could be with just bringing your chin towards your chest. And then if you've got a little bit more range of movement, you may want to start to arc the spine a little bit more. Sorry, not arc, round. Arc is cow. I'm sorry. Oh, oh, it is the end of the day for me. I'm sorry. And then we're gonna go into cow, which is when you arc. And so you bring the spine, and then your chin will go up. So again, if you don't want to involve too much of the back, then bring your chin a little bit up with the inhale. And then with the exhale, come back to cat. One of my teachers, Jivana Heyman, he says kitten and calf. So kitten and calf. Don't go too far back when you're going into calf, so that you don't bring too much stress into the back of the neck. That is not good for all the blood vessels, everything that goes in there. So do you notice that? And then that's a few options. Then, you can do anything else that you wish to do. We have a few more minutes of that. When you have enough, please go into your restorative shape. And we'll come and join you in a few minutes. You could also do some warming up of the joints. So I'm wearing wrist thingy, but basically, I'm going to do on the other side. So just rolling the wrist. I'm holding mine because I have some joint issues. So if you have like EDS or hypermobility, for example, that is good to just hold so that you don't go too far, and it does provide some kind of like support. Same with your fingers. You could just do some gentle fists. I can't go very. I don't like it when we hold the fist too much. So I go very gently with my fingers. Or you could do piano fingers. That's pretty good as well. Imagining with Rachmaninoff now. Woo! If that's accessible to you, you could do the same with your ankles. I mean, if you can do piano toes, then I'll be really impressed. But otherwise, just rolling the ankles. They could just do windshield wipers as well, like this. Again, I don't go too far because my ankles are not very stable. So I'm not even showing you because that's ridiculous. They just go, they don't go very far. And again, you could hold them if that's accessible to you. And that brings a little bit of warmth as well. You could add like a little bit of massage as well if you like. That can be quite supportive. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of what's it called? Cactus arms. Just to bring a little bit of a stretch in the shoulder blades, like upper back. So You could do this without the arms or just one arm. I'm just going to do one arm actually. And then just bringing the elbow towards your back, but don't go too far again. Just test, and then you can see what's going on. If you don't want to involve the arm, just finding a nice opening of the heart center. Maybe what can help is bringing the elbows towards your hip on top of the thighs, and then kind of placing them near the hips, and then that opens up, for me at least, it opens up this area here, and that will be quite good later on because we're gonna be still for a while and working with our breath and all of that. So it just opens up the ribs, the chest. So you kind of like in cobra pose or something like that. You could also do just a hug like this. So obviously we're not opening here, but it does bring some relief to the shoulder blades. And then you could go back into cactus. All right. All right. If you have any other movements that you wish to do, then please feel free to do so. We're going to transition to our restorative practice. For the restorative practice, I'm going to chant and offer you to chant with me, which is the mantra in the chat, Om Mani Padme Hum. I will talk about this again, but if you want to have a last look before you close your eyes and go into restorative, I hope everybody had it. If you, yeah, I think everybody joined at that time, so that's fine. Okay, so if you want to find a restorative shape of your choice, we're going to be there for at least 15-20 minutes. However, you can, you don't have to stay in that same shape the whole time. You can move, you can change, adapt, do some adjustments and anything like that. It could be, for example, it could be forward fold. So bringing the upper body and the lower body together, like a pancake. Could be child's pose. It could be legs up the wall or up a chair, legs up a mountain of what's the word? Pillows. Oh, it could be the good old Shavasana. So for Shavasana, you could be lying. So if you're lying, you can be lying on your back, on the belly, or on the side, any side. If you are seated, that's absolutely great. Please bring as many props as you need. So maybe elevate your feet. That can bring some really good relief to the lower back. And also if you've got dysautonomia, POTS, things like that, it's really good for the blood pressure in the legs. Excuse me. Please bring some pillows and everything to support your spine and your head. It can be also a block. That's a really good idea. Blankets, if you want to make sure that you're warm. Eye mask or light scarf to cover your eyes. And then also a pillow to hold with your arms, so in front of your belly. That can be a good option, or on your lap. Because it brings the shoulders down. And personally, like for me, it's a good way to relax the hands and the arms even more. And it brings some sort of like sense of safety. Like it's just nice. Well, that's my experience. Yeah. So after all this, please take your time to find your shape of today. And if you're there, then maybe closing your eyes or finding a soft gaze again. And we're dropping back in. So finding that support of the bed, the floor, the seats, the surface that you're on. And ultimately the earth that's holding you, supporting you. Whoever you are, whichever your experience is, the earth is always there for you with no judgment. So let that fully support you. Let the earth do its job so that you can find a moment to release, to let go, to connect with your purna, your whole self. And then to help you with that, connecting to your breath, the inhale and the exhales, the pauses in between, spending a moment to notice what is your experience of your breath right now. Maybe noticing any difference from where we started a few minutes ago. And maybe you'd like to invite some softer, deeper breaths. To assist you with that intention of letting go, finding rest, finding comfort, finding care for yourself. And then invitation from that breath to start from the crown of the head. And then as you inhale, it's traveling all throughout your body, all the way to your toes, nurturing every cell, bringing oxygen, bringing energy that we all need, nurturing our prana, our life force. And then with the exhale, it's coming from the toes, it's coming all the way up to the crown of the head, releasing anything that doesn't serve you anymore. So go at your own pace with this. Inhale, crown of the head, traveling all the way down. And exhale, releasing, letting go, making space. If that helps you, you can add a soft light of any color of your choice. So that soft light will be traveling with your breath from the crown of the head all the way down and then coming back up, following your own pace. If that helps you, if you're finding your mind wanders, then that's okay. Coming back to your breath, to the light. But if that helps you, you could add some movements as well, maybe with the hands, palms up, inhale, palms down, exhale, things like that. As I said earlier, it's not always that easy to turn within. Not always. It's not that easy to find rest. You are not alone with this, so don't add any judgment if you starting to feel frustrated with your own mind. That's okay. We're here to practice. So just a few more moments with just that breath, and then I'll add the mantra in a minute. So the mantra today is Om Mani Padme Hum. It's one of the most well-known mantras. You could, one option is simply to listen to me. I'm going to repeat it a few times and then out loud. Or you could say them in your mind. Sanskrit is a language that's very much experiential, very much it's around the vibration. So I'm going to tell you afterwards what it means so that you can experience it first with the sounds. But it's always with this idea of coming back to our purna, to returning to our whole self, that unchanging true nature that we all have, no matter who we are, what we do, how much wealth we have, whether we are disabled or not, wherever we are in the world, whatever we do, our true nature does not change and it's always there for us. That pure compassion, that pure love, that pure care, yeah. So I'm going to chant a few times. And as I said, it is in the chat if you want to follow and if you don't know the words. Otherwise, just listen to me or not. Just do your own thing. As usual, always welcome to do your own thing. But if you'd like to chant with me, then we're going to inhale first and then start. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 hum. And then taking a pause, noticing how that felt in your body. If you are chanting, I'll invite you to notice the vibrations that happen in your body when you do. If you are doing this mentally, I absolutely love doing mentally because it actually brings a real pause into my thoughts. Like sometimes even when I chant, I actually think about something else, whereas if I do it mentally, then I am saying the words and therefore there tends to not be any other thoughts. So don't think that one way or the other is better. There is only your way, what you need to do right now. I'm going to chant it a few more times and then we'll have it again a pause to notice how that feels. Om Mani Padme Hum. And actually, if you chant, the hum is really coming from your abdomen. It's like really quite a sharp intake. Unless you are on your period or have some stomach ache or you just ate, then don't do this. But it can be quite hum, like really quite strong, if you can. Anyway, I'll start again. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Again, a pause, noticing how that feels. And so, Mani in Sanskrit means jewel, and Padme means lotus. Om is the sound of the universe. It's that idea that of interconnectedness, where everything is connected. It's the pure sound that came before anything else. And Hum is I am. So it means the I am, the jewel in the lotus. So for the next round, if you like, you can picture a lotus around your heart, and your purna, your whole self, i.e. yourself, lying comfortably in that lotus. You could have a gentle, soft pink light if that, suits you better. Or invite that idea. If picturing in your mind is something that you find difficult, just bringing the experience in another way, maybe through texture, sound. Well, we are doing the sound of that beautiful pink lotus and yourself comfortably resting in that lotus. Now I'm going to do a few more rounds of the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. I am the lotus, the jewel in the lotus. Everything I need is within. All the wisdom, the love, the clarity, the compassion that I need is within. Om Mani Padme Hum. Taking some soft, deep breaths. Taking a moment to check in with your body, with your breath. Keeping that reminder that all you need is within, that you are the jewel in the lotus. So even when we start to exit this practice, know that it is always there for you. Always. Wherever you are, whatever you do. And so when you're ready, you can bring your attention to your heart center again. Maybe your hands on top of each other or an Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Palms touching each other, thumbs against the heart as a gesture of gratitude. And gratitude for ourselves, for showing up just as we are with life, just as it is. Gratitude for this community, for bringing us all together, for the wisdom, the laughter, the support. Gratitude for the earth, our home, for holding us, supporting us, and our ancestors and indigenous stewards of this land for protecting it. Gratitude for these practices of yoga, our teachers, all practitioners before us who have protected these practices so that we can still benefit from them today. I'll add a special gratitude for my teacher, Melissa Shah, for teaching me this practice today. And you can add any further words of gratitude of your own choice. I leave a moment of silence for this. And you may also dedicate the merit, some or all of the merit of this practice to a being, a group of being, a cause, a land that could do with some extra support right now. And to seal this intention, I'll offer a blessing of metta, loving kindness, which you may join or listen. Inhale to begin. May all beings everywhere with no limits, including ourselves, be happy, be well, be at peace and at ease. May all beings be free from harm and suffering. May all beings be free and liberated. Stay here if you'd like to carry on practicing, or if you're ready to come out, then please bring some gentle movement back into the body. You may blink the eyes open, welcoming back the light. Coming back gently into your space, coming back to one another. Taking your time. And then final, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate the effort that it takes to show up for practice and every single week. So thank you so much and hope to see you soon.